Hi again. Yes, this is Miss P. My name is Phyllis Y. Whitley. You can call me Miss P, especially if you join us and come into our circle, movement circle of laughter, joy, spiritual awakening, and we point you in the direction of who God is and what His Word is. What we're going to do today, yes, we're going to give you some appetizer, we're going to give you some dessert, and what we want you to do is listen closely, and then we want you to go ahead and put your comment in in reference to this particular topic. We are going to discuss my Spiritology live podcast. What we're going to discuss today is episode, write this down, I believe it's 64, Reimagine Your Destiny. And this is the startling impact of revising your life script as a producer. I know it's going to say something different because this is just a little snapshot of what we're going to do. This is called Spiritology Unapologetic because we have nothing to apologize. Unchurched because this is not for religious shackles who pinpoint everything you're doing that's not leading to Christ like they did with Christ. Those are religious sectors like the Sadducees. We don't want to know that spirit is still around. We don't care. As long as we are doing what God ordained us to do. Yes, have fun in the kingdom. And we also unmuted because we are not going to edit this. If somebody happened to sneeze, so what, they sneeze. So with that being said, we hope nobody don't sneeze. We're gonna go straight in and we're gonna talk about the producer. My particular podcast is all about you knowing, seeing, and living in your promised land that God has given you. A lot of y'all say, "Oh, I don't believe that," but I mean, come on, you stress for a reason. You cry all the time. You complain all the time. Some of you even have podcasts that's all about bad, 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 bad news, and then you wonder why your whole family, your life is about bad news. See, this is what we teach here. It's a movement to empower the women and some of the kings, the queens and the king, to go out there and live your life and have fun. At the same time, you can say, I have a beautiful relationship with God. And these are the things that He empowered me to do. And one of the things is to produce your own life play. You are truly the producer. So no more pointing at that one, in this one, in that one, in this one. We're going to go right into it today. We have our Whisper Vibes queens here, and their name is Sheeta from Texas, where things are bigger. The houses look like mansion, and she live in the mansion. Mhm. She invite me sometime, and she want me to come to her mansion. And when I go and leave where I'm at, I feel like I'm like, oh my God, look at this, look at this. She's blessed. She's blessed. All my Whisper Fives team are blessed. Team Queens. That's what we're gonna start calling. We have Patty, who's blessed. She's in that. She's in Africa.
Hi,
And if you,
everybody.
yes, I'm telling you, some of y'all need to go to my website, selfwhisper.com, and just get you a free 15-minute discovery prophetic preview call. And I will show you how these queens manifested a lot of the things that they have right now through some of the courses and the programs that I have. But today, we're not going to talk about that. Tell me something, Patty. Tell me something about this episode. What stood out to you as being the producer?
So, when you talked about the producer, you stated that you need to have a vision. And that's what I think about. You need a vision. So, therefore, you can know where you want to go, how you're going to get there, and what you want to do. And if you don't have a vision, it's because you don't know who you are, because you have to take control of everything around you, including your environment. You have to lead this vision. And if you don't have a vision, that means you need to link up with the higher source to help you see your vision, help you establish a plan and overcome all the drama and all the bad seeds that was dropped in your ear. Because you also spoke about the your favorite people, your actors, your actresses, and all of them. They have people in their ear to help them, see them through their vision. So you want to, as a producer, you want to control the environment and the people that are around you. So therefore, you need to know, you need to understand your vision. You need to have one.
Excellent, excellent. I know they said when a man failed the plan, what did they say? When a man failed the plan, he fails. I butchered that all up, but you get what I'm saying. You got to have a goal, you got to have a plan, and when you don't, it's gonna be failure. Patty really summed it up with your highest source. And for some of those religious sectors that watch this or want to tune in to copy everything that I have, everything, let me explain something to you. We serve, I feel, the same God. It's just a different name. God is not a mean old 1,000-year-old God that's sitting up on his throne with a whip. I know the Sadducees. I know that the religious sectors literally wanted to believe that, and that's why they always questioned Jesus. Well, those seeds still are here today. Your highest source, your supreme God, universal, is not all broad because it's all God. It doesn't matter. We know who we are. We know who God is, and we know the way. We thank God for our Lord Jesus Christ. But just because some people come out and say these words like universe, highest source, like she said, it's a higher power. Everybody has their own slang or their words, but at the end of the day, we are pointing you to Jesus Christ. Do you understand? And she's trying to say you have to have know that you are linked, because we already linked, regardless of you are atheist or not. You're linked to something, and it ain't just you. Unless you can go to the sun and turn it around, or you can walk on the ocean, something is behind it. If not, do we accidentally give birth at 9 months? Everything is orchestrated. Your pet don't come to the table and eat like you. Everything is orchestrated. So what Patty was saying with this one, you have more power than you know. You do have the power to produce. God said multiply, produce. A producer on a set is the one who goes around, he makes it happen. You understand? He makes it happen. And she was talking about the vision. You have to have a vision. You have to have a plan. You have to have a goal. The producer's not going to walk on the set and say, and mothers, yes, fathers, parents, you need to come together and have a plan. From the first time that baby's in your belly, you better have a plan. For the first time you say, I do, you have a plan. I definitely encourage y'all to, when you leave here, go ahead and make a comment and say, what is your vision for the next year at least? The next 6 months at least? We thank Patty. Now, Patty, was there we have to put some humor in it. So anything in there that was funny? We like to laugh around here. Even though we work hard, they know they say that I'm probably their drill sergeant. But you know what? It's disciplining yourself, disciplining your spiritual being, so you can be the best version of you. Patty, what was, funny? It might have not been nothing in there funny.
So one of the parts you was talking about manifesting, and you mentioned while you going to church 7 days a week, your neighbors over there manifested everything, including your house. You look up, they're gonna be your Lord.
And then we laughing, but it is true. I do not have anything. Don't send me anything about you don't want to go in the church. The church is a building. If you are running to the church looking for God, you missed it. Because God is in you. You, her, he. Yes, you missed it. That's why when the pandemic came and people went crazy, they said I can't get to a building, and then they were shocked that they woke up the next day. God was like, "What is you gonna? What you gonna? If your church building blow up, what God blew up? He is in everything. He's in the universe. He's in the trees. He's in the water. He's in the life." And she's right. Manifestation is not the enemy. It's not the devil. It's in the Bible. God manifested everything with the word. That's why he said, when you pray, you must believe you already had it. You had to have it real right here. Speech and thought, God created the earth. So when you're manifesting, manifestation is not a new word. The church might go crazy. Oh my God, oh my God. And some church people are using manifestation. One time, the same church called it, that's the devil. Because they didn't want you to think, to imagine. Patty is saying to you, even though that was funny, but I was telling the truth. A lot of my humor is something to my madness, or should I say we don't want to say that. It's a trick. It's just something about my humor. My humor is really directing you. I want you to laugh, but you know that's down the street. That person is always manifesting. It's atheists that manifest like it ain't nothing. That doesn't mean you have to be an atheist, because he got his season, his time that God is gonna meet him down the road. Like, listen, like Jesus met Paul. He got his season, so don't bang down his door and tell him why, with your Bible, why you this and you that. He looking at you and saying, you don't even have a car to drive. I got three. Be careful how you represent God. You do not have to be perfect, but guess what? We gonna we are gonna start with at least have a vision, at least have a goal. You are going to today be the producer. So with that being said, let's go to Sheeta. Thank you so much, Patty. I really did like that. Patty, Sheeta, what was your main point?
Yeah, I agree with Patty. I really liked how you took the role of a producer, and you said this in the podcast too, that yes, we know from the natural, right? A producer handles the budget and they handle, the cast, but on a spiritual level, it is that deeper vision. I had never looked at it like that. I had never looked at my life as a place where you could take the symbolism from a producer or on a set, and the power that you have behind that. I didn't really understand manifestation because I had heard it used in so many different ways growing up, and especially like you said in the church, you really don't get that different perspective that you can manifest in the spirit. It doesn't have to come from some evil source or evil spirit. So I really liked how you brought that in, because I think just growing up, there's so many things that we aren't taught. And being humble, like when people say, oh, be humble, don't talk about money, don't talk about the things that you want. And I remember in the podcast you were saying, like, sometimes you go to your family and they're the ones telling you what you can't do. And so I remember using that as fuel to, if someone said that I couldn't do something, it made me want to do it more. So I just really liked when you started to talk about, nothing comes from without, like all things come from within. And I had to listen to that, or you had it in your book in spiritology, but I had to listen to it a couple of times because it's really hard to digest that when you realize, wow, I do have so much control over my life. So if there's chaos and everything around me in my home, in my relationships, in my friendships, what part am I playing in that? Is it that I'm letting the wrong people in? Or is that something that's living deep within me from the whispers of things that I heard growing up, or some of my own like lack of self-love that's making me, start to manifest that type of stuff around me? And I think once, you realize that, then you realize you have more power, you have more control over what's going on, and you are the producer.
Excellent. I definitely agree with her. And unfortunately, we are not taught that. We have, especially young parents, a young mother, for example, you don't have nothing set in stone, no plans, no goals, no direction. And if you come from a broken, dysfunctional family, you just don't know. But you know what? They have a lot of things out there. Knowledge is everywhere. Knowledge is knocking at your door. Go straight to the manufacturer book, and that is the Bible. Go to Proverbs. It's a lot of directions that will help you as a parent, as a single parent, a married couple. I hate to see married couples come together and they have no connection with their higher source. They have no connection whatsoever. They don't know the way. They don't know the door. They don't know anything. And they go forth and they some of them start running to the church when things are getting bad. Listen, if you have your relationship, if how should I say, when you first meet somebody, that person, to get to know them, you want to spend as much time as you do with them. You want to study them. You want to watch them. You want to understand what makes them happy, what makes them smile. And that's what you need to do when you have a relationship with God. I believe Sheeta was saying, and it's so much that we don't know. We are the producer of our family. Listen to me, ladies, even single mothers, single people of you in your house. You have to be. You the one that does the budget. You know what food comes in there. You know what you need. You know how to structure things. Structure your house. Make your house. I don't care if you live in a studio. Make even your house the set beautifully. We don't realize that even your set should be you. Everything that you see behind me is me. My books is me. You understand? That lady up there is me, cool as a cucumber. You know, then you see the hat. I'm not a cowgirl, but that was just showing that's the memory of me going to visit Sheeta and her castle in Texas. Then I have little sayings up here that's positive thinking, that when I get up, I have a letter about Jesus holding you. Let your environment, let your set, you the producer's coming, is going to come on a set. That is you. We are talking about your home. We are talking about spiritually. You are the producer, and everything that's being produced out your house, you need to know what's being produced in your house and even what's going out your house, which is the manifestation. Because yes, everything starts from the inside, then it goes on the outside. Sheeta was absolutely right, and I feel like she said it's a deeper. When you get to the producer, and we're gonna get to all of them, true. So we need you to stay tuned. Um, the producer is very, very heavy. You have not heard Hollywood saying we get ready to do a film and the producer is not here. So it's a deep visionary. They're the visionary. They have to know, how do you want your house? What colors do you want? You do all of this for your clothes. Why not do it for your family? And if you say, Miss P, I don't have anybody, well, no, it's you. You be the producer of yourself. Okay? And we actually want to hear, was there anything humorous in here? Remember, we got to laugh. Some of y'all are so I looked around YouTube yesterday and people was talking about this. Yes, I know this election year. I know that people have in the war places. We understand, and our prayers go to them. Matter of fact, we have a prayer whisper bars 24/7. We are praying. Most of us is always praying. We pray for you. So we're not up here just joking. We take this very serious. We want you right now. You can't go and you can't fix what's outside of you, but you can make it a better place, one neighborhood at a time, one house at a time. So with that being said, we can't apologize for laughing. We can't. We have to laugh because laughter is medicine. So Sheeta, what you have to say about anything in there was humorous?
Yes, Patty took the one that I was thinking
Mm,
about about the rent.
that's why
Somebody
you need to. Well, see,
manifested
that's
a
why you need
heaven
to put
home.
about three of them down there. Come on now, y'all know.
I
Go
know.
ahead.
I have another one. When you were talking, and it's funny, but it's probably not going to be. it has a meaning behind it. But when
Yeah.
you were saying, you said, and don't you don't you know some people, they go and they say, they gonna get somebody back, or they gonna do this and they gonna do that. And you said, and that person will meet you right back in person, places or things. Because I know
Yes.
we all have thought, like, somebody
Yes.
did you wrong or they did something to you, be thinking, and then you said I had to rethink that. Oh man, I can't be thinking like that because I don't want that to beat me.
Ah,
So that
Yeah.
was funny.
yes. Oh my God. Um, um, yes, yes. And what we gonna that's funny, but it hurts
Yeah.
because a lot of us have been hurt. Hurting people hurt people. I meet
Hmm.
people all the time and they hurt. You can tell because they'll correct you. They have a wall up. They verbally abusive, in some cases physically abusive, but they've been hurt. It's no reason for you to sit back and become a punching bag because you know that that person history was they was abused. You have to have coaches, counselor. Patty said that you is nothing wrong with, some of y'all say, well, P, I just don't know where to begin. I mean, my family was dysfunctional. Nobody taught me. Hey, they have knowledge everywhere. Knowledge is in the library. Knowledge is in school. Go specialize in something. Oh well, I don't have the money. Let me tell you, I've been low income, and you low income. They a lot of stuff is free. Go to listen. I know you don't want to whack up in student loans, but go learn about the scholarships. But get a specialization where it's not going to cost you as much money as education. It is so many sources out there. God said, "My people should perish because of lack of knowledge." With that being said, she's absolutely right. You spend so much time on, I'm gonna pay that person back. I used to be like that. I used to live in misery. I used to live in the past. I have to go back in the past. I gotta go back. I gotta change it. God said, "What's wrong with you? Do you understand?" It says the present of God. Present didn't say the past of God. Okay, we're not gonna go and preach a sermon here, but this is what I want to tell you. You look up, you didn't learn from when that man hurted you, when that man turned around verbally abused you. Then you go in the next relationship and you look up and you say, well, he don't look the same. In some cases, he might look the same. Well, their mustache is the same. And that same person turned around and the first thing they start doing is verbally abusing you. And you said, wait a minute, I just came from a relationship. This is why you need to go get that book too. Spiritology is everywhere because I talk about that. I talk about those soul ties. What happens when you go from man to man to man? I teach everybody. I teach my whisper vibes queens. You have to have a break. In some cases, you really not in a relationship. The person is in the hallway with you. Yes, we talked about that in one of my podcasts. Go look at it, the hallway. And you trying to bring them inside. Everybody can't come on your stage. You bring the
Yep.
same actor. Suppose we do know that it's roles out there. You keep getting the same actor, the same actor, the same actor when they really good, but they have to have a different script at least. So with this being said, we're gonna go and give you a little bit of sneak peek. Thank you. A 64.
Now, as a producer, what do you need to know? You need to know that you are in charge of the vision for everybody. So before you can direct, before you can write, before you can even hire the actress and the actors, you have to know the whole concept. Now, in the physical world, you would say that the producer is one that takes care of the budget, the one who take care of the logistics. You can say that, but they have to have the big vision because they are almost like the glue that allows everything to happen. Some of them just say, hey, I'll fund it, I'll do so and so, but they're not going to just fund everything. That's the way it is with you here as a human being with a spiritual. You have a physical body, but you have a spiritual side, a spiritual being, and that's connected to a higher source, not the higher source that the religious spiritual leaders unfortunately had you thinking, I got to go and beg. I got to cry. I got to plead. No, no, I got to go to church 7 days a week. No, 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 no.
Wow, that was deep. That was deep.
Mm.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that is again what we're talking about. We talking about the producer, producing your own life play, your own life. A lot of people, one of the things that's wrong with them is they don't have control of their stage play. Yes, that's the sad part
Mm.
about it. Now, you know, it's I can feel you. I understand you. I understand what it's like. But you know, the first thing you can do, you said, Miss P, what can I do? I'm sitting here, I'm listening to this. What can I do? The first thing you can do, you can get a free consultation with me. Preview, prophetic, discovery, call, whatever you want to call it. But you're gonna learn something in those 15 minutes. And I guarantee you, we can at least direct you. I always say have many coaches, not to confuse you, but you might have a coach. I mean, a doctor you might have a doctor here, a holistic doctor there. You got a dentist, you got an eye doctor. That's the same thing. That's your physical world. How about your spiritual world? Have somebody to help you. It's so much stuff that's out there. We want you to produce your own life play. So, in closing, we want to tell you that, of course, if you stay tuned to the end, we have another gift for you. But we want to go in, chime in on Patty and see, Patty, what do you want to take with you in life?
Well, it's a part in there you mentioned that everybody can't go with you and taking control of your environment. So I've learned to evaluate my circle because I realize that everybody is there for a reason. Either they're there to help me get to my vision, or they're there to hinder me from my vision, or they're just watching from the sidelines. So I have to take control of that and just start shaving people off or placing them where they want, where I need them to be, because I have the power to control the part that they play in my life and in my circle.
Yes, 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 yes. What are you going to take from it in a sense? Could you go tell us a little bit about that? You said, go ahead and repeat that, just part of what
So
you.
I have to evaluating the part that people are playing in my circle.
Excellent,
So I
excellent,
have to take
excellent.
control.
Do y'all hear what she said? Evaluate. Take a audit of all of those people that's in your life, and see and say to yourself, do I need you to be here? I think I did a podcast, excuse me, yeah, a podcast about you're fired. You need to fire them. Thank you so much, Patty. How about you, Sheeta?
Yeah, I think from this, I'll take, you know, the way that I think, whether I'm saying it out loud or whether I'm saying it to myself. And the way I think about other people, like there's a way to, like Patty said, put people in the place where they need to be, but you don't have to have anger towards them or, continue to like replay all the stuff that happened, that how they offended you or how you were hurt, because you don't want to keep having, like you said, Miss P, running into the same people, different face. I also don't want to continue to repeat the past, right? So I think just knowing that you have the power, and it starts in your mind first. And then, if you're doing the spiritual work and you're constantly trying to improve, then your life, you'll see, like you always say, the fruits of what you've been thinking, what you've been meditating on, and just using those affirmations. I've really been learning how to really start to envision things before, the things that I want before they actually physically come, really starting to just really dream about them, think about them, meditate on them, and
Yes.
affirming myself. Like you said, you have yourself. So self-love is so important to being the boss.
Thank you, Sheeta. She said she went and did that. There was a whole nother podcast, but she talked about the self love, and she said you don't have to repeat, replay. It's just a movie, and I remember when like a good movie came out, and they would just it would be a line to see it, and I said I'm gonna wait. Back in the days in New York, and I would say I'm gonna wait because I'm not standing on that line. But then, they would leave it in the theaters at those back in those days a year. I remember Jaws was out for a year. I remember Scarface was like a year, and they repeated. Yes, some people go to movies. I remember Saturday Night Live. It's people that seen Grease 100 times, believe it or not. So it was the replay, and sometimes people sitcoms are literally the reruns make more. They make money. Some of them make more money with the reruns. And what Sheeta was trying to say there, don't replay it. Don't let your mind become a record player. Remember that? Y'all don't know nothing about that. But don't let it become the record player. Oh, they did this, they did this, they did this. We're here to tell you it's time to dust yourself up, get up and take that role. You are the producer. If you don't like the way things are going, things around you is hectic. First of all, you need to don't point the fingers, but you need to look at yourself. You need to look at yourself and say, wait a minute, let's come together and have a meeting. And if you don't have, it's even better if you don't have anybody, then you stare in the mirror and say, what am I doing wrong? Is my house made is bringing me joy? Do I have the right colors in my house? Do I have the colors that I like in my house? Miss P, what do I have to do anything? It has to do with a lot. I'm telling you things that you can do right now as soon as you get off this YouTube video. And then you can also go forth and you can just say, I don't like the food that's coming into my system. Look in the refrigerator. Is that really you? Go look in the mirror. Is that really you? No, I'm not telling you that you want to sit up there and want to be a size 0. But you can turn around and you can say, I'm in control of my own body. Why am I allowing myself why am I letting my building, which is your body, go down? God wants your soul to prosper. Do you understand? He said, beloved, he wants your soul to prosper, even as you prosper. Because you know why? Prosper, advance, moving up. Nowhere did God said degrade, divide, division. Those are the deeds of the devil within you. So see, the producer have control. Take control of your life today. And if you're a married couple and you might just be living with somebody, evaluate who is playing this role. Who is in charge of fixing this up in the house? Who's in charge of the budget? Who's in charge of bringing the knowledge into the house? Who's in charge of date night with your husband? Who's in charge of your kids coming together at the dinner table or going to the theater room and everybody watching a family show together? Do you understand? It is certain things that you need to make sure is in order. What we're going to do this on Thursday. We're going to do this on Saturday. Everything's not going to work out. But this is what I say. When you can get up and you can list 5 things that you need to do, even though you got 20 things, if you completed those 5 things, you did a good job. Then you can shake your head and you can say, I did it. Because you know why? Because at the end of the day, God said, well done, my daughter. You understand? When you link up to your highest source, he will give you instructions and he will direct your path while you are asleep. So you have to go and stop at the guard station to get filled up. I can't sit up here and tell you all of this if I wasn't filled up. They can't come and tell you all this if they wasn't filled up. Do you understand? We smile, we laugh, but take a look at your house. If drama is always coming to you, is there a possibility that you read drama all day? You look at drama all day? You listen to drama in the car? Do you realize that? You are going to manifest it. If you find that your body is breaking down, are you listening to the commercials all the time and letting them tell you you need Tylenols? Do you understand? Oh, you need the Bengay. I don't know what they use now. Are you listening to me? Oh, my knee hurt. Do you and your neighbor just talk about how what parts of your body hurt all the time? Stop it. Stop it. Receive your free gift of coming to me for 15 minutes so I can help you produce your life play. Then you can sit up here and smile, and you can laugh, and you can send prayers to those who need it. And you can help those that need help. Because when you realize that once you in your promised land, it's not really for you, it's for other people. And then you can say, I'm the producer of my life play. Move over. Thank you, everybody. And do me a favor. If you want more dessert, go get the book. Go listen to the podcast. 64 episode. Thank you.
Hello, beautiful souls. Are you ready to take back your promised land today? Miss P and her Whisper Vice team would love to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. Your energy and presence mean the world to us. Enlightenment happens when you visit her website, www.selfwhisper.com. There you will find services to help elevate your mind, body, and soul. You also offer products ranging from books to uplifting messages on t-shirts and other products. Be sure to head on over and check them out. Miss P would love to keep in touch with you, and that's why she invites you to join her community. When you do leave your information, you'll receive a free 15-minute prophetic discovery call. Remember, if loving self is right, you don't want to be wrong. If you would please like, subscribe, follow, and share.